When Elon Musk's son, X, entered Gordon Ramsay's kitchen, few expected a conversation about faith amid the sizzling pans and fiery heat of the stove. Gordon, known for his bluntness, paused as X quietly began to speak about something deeper than recipes or culinary tricks. X revealed his inner struggle, a battle between fame, identity, and his growing faith in Jesus Christ. The air shifted, from fiery cooking to a fiery testimony that stunned even Gordon Ramsay's seasoned heart. "It's not just about the science of food," X said. "It's about the science of grace and hope in my life." Ramsay leaned in, curious and silent, letting the vulnerable words wash over the kitchen's usual chaos. X confessed moments of doubt, pain, and the hope that faith brought into his chaotic world. The cameras kept rolling, capturing something far beyond a cooking show, a raw spiritual awakening. Viewers around the world would soon see that this wasn't just a culinary moment. It was a moment of grace. And what happened next? It broke the internet and broke hearts with its powerful, simple truth. Asterisk before we continue, we'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Asterisk living in the public eye. X knows the cost of fame, loneliness, judgment, and harsh criticism. Yet, in the midst of this, he discovered a faith stronger than any spotlight's glare. "Fame tries to define you," X said quietly, "but faith frees me to be who I truly am." Gordon nodded, as if the words reminded him that fame can be a lonely battlefield. "I found Jesus when I was at my lowest," X shared, "and it changed everything." For the son of Elon Musk, that was no small claim. The world expected science, not spirituality. But X was clear. Faith was the anchor in a sea of public scrutiny and expectation. His journey wasn't easy. It was filled with doubt, backlash, and moments of deep questioning. Yet every trial strengthened his resolve to live openly, even when the world watched. And that bravery? It would inspire millions beyond the kitchen's heat and glare. Public figures rarely speak openly about faith, fearing backlash and misunderstanding. But X was different. He refused to hide his beliefs behind celebrity facades. On live TV, he shared how Jesus transformed his life from the inside out. "It's not about religion," he explained. "It's about relationship, a connection I desperately needed." The crowd sat in stunned silence, absorbing his vulnerability and sincerity. For many, this was the first time seeing a celebrity openly embrace faith without fear. Critics scrambled, but millions found hope in his testimony of love and redemption. X's words were a beacon in a culture often hostile to spiritual discussion. It was more than confession. It was a challenge to society's shallow expectations. And that night, something changed. Faith and fame found an unlikely harmony. The moment came unexpectedly, as cameras rolled and silence filled the room. X bowed his head and prayed, not for fame or fortune, but for the world. "Lord, heal the broken. Bring peace to the restless." His voice trembled with sincerity. Viewers held their breath, feeling the power and purity behind his words. For a son of tech genius Elon Musk, this prayer was a radical act of humility. Gordon Ramsay watched, visibly moved by the genuine faith that radiated from X. Millions of viewers were united in that moment, crossing barriers of belief and culture. The prayer was not about politics or power, but about grace and healing. Social media exploded with praise, disbelief, and hope after that simple prayer. And in that prayer, many found a mirror for their own struggles and faith behind the public image. X carried a burden few could imagine. His faith journey was not without pain, confusion, and loneliness. "I questioned everything," he confessed, voice cracking with raw emotion. Gordon Ramsay, usually unshaken, looked away, touched by the weight of his words. The cameras captured every tear, every falter, every moment of doubt laid bare. For X, faith was a lifeline through a storm of personal trials. Jesus carried my doubts, he said softly, and showed me the way forward. His honesty broke down walls, inspiring viewers to confront their own struggles. This wasn't just a story of fame, but a story of human vulnerability and hope. And as the episode ended, millions were left reflecting on their own faith battles. As Gordon Ramsay chopped vegetables, X quietly shared a secret. His faith in Jesus was the anchor in a stormy world of tech and chaos. Ramsay paused, eyebrows raised, as X's words pierced the clatter of pans. Faith wasn't just a story, but a lifeline for the young visionary. It's hard, X admitted, to find peace when your world is public and judgment is constant. His voice cracked with sincerity. Ramsay, usually sharp and unyielding, softened, asking how faith could fuel someone living in such a ruthless spotlight. X revealed how prayer grounded him, not in isolation, but in connection with a higher purpose beyond fame or fortune. He recalled moments of deep doubt, when only his belief in Jesus' love kept him from spiraling into darkness. I want people to see beyond the headlines, X said, stirring a pot slowly, to understand that faith is strength, not weakness. Ramsay nodded, visibly moved by the vulnerability. For once, the kitchen felt less like a battleground, more like a sanctuary. X's story echoed through the room. Faith was a quiet revolution, changing the way he lived, loved, and led. That day, amid simmering sauces and sizzling pans, a surprising truth was served. Faith and fame could coexist, transforming hearts unexpectedly. After filming, X confided in Ramsay about a crisis of belief that shook him to his core, leaving friends speechless. The pressure of public expectation threatened to crush his faith, as doubts clawed at his heart late into the night. Sometimes, I feel like I'm losing myself, X whispered, but then I remember who I'm really living for. Gordon listened, recognizing the weight of fame on fragile souls. It's a battle unseen by millions. X's faith wasn't a shield from pain, but a lamp to navigate through darkness, even when shadows loomed large. He shared a secret prayer that gave him hope during sleepless nights filled with fear and loneliness. Jesus doesn't promise life without storms, X said, but he promises to walk through them with me. His words resonated deeply. Vulnerability became strength, and faith turned pain into purpose. Gordon's respect grew. Behind the bravado was a young man wrestling with real, raw emotions. That night, faith was no longer just a belief but a lifeline tethering X to hope. That a sudden invite to speak at a global event thrust X into an entirely new role, faith ambassador. He wrestled with fear. Could his testimony truly inspire beyond the tech world and billionaire headlines? Preparing his speech, X poured out his heart, determined to speak not as a celebrity, but as a believer. The night of the event arrived, lights shining down as thousands waited, breath held, for his words. X's voice trembled at first, but grew strong, sharing how faith saved him from the abyss. The audience was stunned. Behind the fame was a soul transformed by grace and redemption. Many had never heard this side of the Musk family. Their silence was the loudest applause. X ended with a powerful plea. Let faith be the foundation, not the footnote, in your story. Tears streamed from eyes unseen, hearts awakened by the raw honesty of a young man's journey. That night, a new chapter opened, not just for X, but for all who dared to believe. The Musk family dinner was never ordinary, but tonight carried the weight of revelations and healing. X's faith had sparked curiosity and even skepticism, but it also softened hardened hearts. Over dishes passed and laughter shared, the conversation turned to grace, something no money could buy. His siblings listened intently as X spoke of forgiveness and hope beyond the headlines. Old wounds surfaced, but faith offered a balm, promising renewal where resentment once lived. Elon himself watched, conflicted yet moved by the undeniable change in his son. Faith is a gift, X said quietly, not a battle to win but a peace to embrace. The room, once tense with pride and pain, filled with a fragile, hopeful calm. This dinner wasn't just a meal, it was a turning point, family reuniting under grace. Faith's ripple effect began here, in the quiet strength of a son's belief. Millions watched in awe as X bowed his head and prayed, not for fame or fortune, but for the world's healing. His voice, steady and sincere, cut through the noise of cynicism and disbelief. He asked for peace where there was conflict, hope where despair lingered, and love where hatred thrived. The prayer wasn't rehearsed, it was raw, a cry from a heart transformed by faith. Social media exploded. Many criticized, but millions felt the power of his words. X's prayer became a symbol of unity, reminding viewers of a higher powers work in a fractured world. His courage to pray publicly inspired countless others to seek faith amid chaos. Even skeptics paused, sensing something greater moving through that moment on live TV. The world watched as a young man's faith challenged darkness with a simple, powerful plea. That night, X didn't just pray, he lit a beacon of hope for all who dared to listen. Gordon Ramsay was known for his fiery kitchen temper, but today he paused, sensing something different in X's quiet demeanor. X revealed how faith shaped his life, even amid the chaos of fame and fortune. His words cut through the noise. Faith isn't about perfection, X whispered. It's about grace when you feel like you've failed. Gordon, usually tough, found himself deeply moved, a rare softness in his eyes. The two men cooked in silence for a moment, the weight of unspoken struggles hanging in the air. X shared a heartbreaking story about the loneliness fame brought and how faith gave him a lifeline. Gordon listened intently, humbled by the raw honesty he rarely heard beyond his own kitchen. X's voice cracked as he spoke about his fears, doubts, and unexpected hope rooted in Jesus. The kitchen wasn't just a place for food. It became a sanctuary for healing and truth. What X said next, it broke hearts and changed minds about faith, fame, and forgiveness forever. As the cooking continued, Gordon shared a secret rarely revealed, a battle with doubt and despair. X's faith story cracked open a door Gordon thought was forever locked tight. I've shouted, cursed, but inside, I was lost, Gordon admitted, voice low. This kitchen confession stunned everyone watching. The tough chef, showing vulnerability, was unheard of. X responded with compassion, reminding Gordon that faith embraces brokenness, not perfection. Together, they cooked more than food. They stirred hope into each other's hearts. Gordon admitted that faith was a concept he once mocked, but now felt drawn to. Maybe faith is the courage to face your own truth, he said quietly. The cameras caught a rare tear from Gordon, breaking his stoic facade. This moment was not just about cooking. It was a turning point in two very different lives that X explained that his faith didn't begin with grand miracles or loud proclamations. Instead, it started in quiet moments of doubt, confusion, and deep searching. I wasn't born into it. I wrestled with it every single day, he shared honestly. He recounted nights spent alone, questioning life, purpose, and God's presence. X's journey was messy, filled with setbacks, but never without hope. Faith saved me from myself, he said, eyes full of conviction. Gordon listened, intrigued by the idea that faith could be so raw and real. It's about finding light. When everything feels dark, X explained. The story shattered stereotypes about faith being easy or guaranteed. What X taught Gordon and millions watching was this: faith is a journey, not a destination. With ingredients set aside, X bowed his head, inviting everyone to witness his prayer. His words were simple but powerful, asking for peace in a chaotic world. Lord, heal the broken, guide the lost, and bring light to those in darkness. He prayed. The room grew still. Even Gordon Ramsay was silent, visibly moved. Cameras captured the raw emotion as X's prayer transcended faith and fame. The prayer was not just for himself, but for millions struggling silently. I pray for those who've lost hope, who feel forgotten, X said softly. This moment showed a side of him the world rarely saw, vulnerable and deeply compassionate. The power of his words lingered, a reminder of faith's quiet strength. This prayer left the room changed, and millions watching felt its impact too. Gordon, known for his tough exterior, broke into a genuine smile after X's prayer. That was something I never expected, he admitted, voice softer than usual. Faith isn't just for believers. It's for everyone who needs hope. He confessed that X's words made him rethink what strength really means. The two shared a moment of mutual respect, bridging worlds of skepticism and belief. Sometimes the hardest kitchens to master are the ones inside us, Gordon said. Their conversation sparked a viral moment, inspiring millions worldwide. The episode ended not with recipes, but with renewed hearts and open minds. X and Gordon proved faith and fame can coexist, breaking stereotypes for good. What happened next? It started a movement no one saw coming. Faith in unlikely places. As the heat rose on the stove, X paused, his eyes reflecting something deeper than the flame before him. Faith. Gordon Ramsay's famous temper softened as X spoke of his journey to believing in something greater. The words spilled from X's heart, a vulnerability rarely seen in public, especially from someone like him. I never thought cooking could be a place for faith, X admitted, voice trembling with sincerity. Gordon listened, momentarily silent, as the raw emotion filled the kitchen air. Faith gave me strength when everything else failed, X whispered, wiping sweat from his brow. The cameras caught the moment Ramsay's tough exterior cracked just enough to reveal respect. It's not about religion or science, X explained. It's about hope, about love. In that kitchen, surrounded by pots and pans, a powerful conversation unfolded, one that would change perceptions forever. Sometimes, X said softly, the hardest battles are fought within, and faith is my armor. X's hands trembled, as he recalled a time when doubt almost consumed him entirely. There was a night I felt completely lost, with no answers, X confessed, eyes downcast. Gordon's usually sharp voice softened as X described the loneliness that faith helped him overcome. I prayed for guidance, for a sign. X's voice cracked with emotion. He shared the moment he believed Jesus answered his silent plea, not with miracles, but peace. It wasn't flashy. It was quiet, but it saved me, X said, choking back tears. The cameras captured Ramsay's rare silence, his eyes glistening with empathy. To be honest, X whispered, I never thought I'd talk about this on TV. But if my story helps even one person, it's worth it. Millions watching felt the raw pain and hope in X's words, a story transcending fame and fortune. Ramsay, usually quick with harsh words, took a deep breath and said something no one expected. Faith is something I never understood until now, he admitted quietly. The kitchen fell silent as Ramsay reflected on his own struggles and moments of doubt. Listening to you reminds me that strength can come from places we ignore. Ramsay's tone was sincere, revealing a rare vulnerability behind his tough persona. Maybe I need to find my own kind of faith, he muttered. X smiled gently, encouraging the candidness in the room. It's never too late to believe in something bigger, X said, his words soft but powerful. The shared moment between two very different men created a ripple across social media. Viewers worldwide saw a new side of Ramsay, a man touched by faith and humility. The video exploded across social media, sparking conversations from believers and skeptics alike. Headlines questioned everything. How could someone from such a tech dynasty embrace faith so openly? Comments flooded in, some praising X's courage, others challenging his beliefs. But the overwhelming response was one of awe. His honesty struck a universal chord. Fans shared their own stories of doubt and hope, inspired by X's vulnerability. The episode became the most watched in Ramsay's career, breaking records worldwide. Even Elon Musk tweeted his pride, acknowledging his son's heartfelt testimony. The faith conversation crossed borders, cultures, and generations, uniting millions unexpectedly. This is just the beginning, X said in a follow-up message, promising more truth to come. The world was watching and waiting for what he would say next. X closed the episode with a powerful plea for unity through faith and understanding. We don't have to agree on everything, but we can all choose love, he said firmly. His voice carried the weight of someone who'd been broken and rebuilt by belief. Faith gave me peace in chaos, hope in despair, X shared with quiet conviction. Gordon Ramsay nodded in agreement, visibly moved by the young man's wisdom. If we could all pray for peace, even just a moment, the world would change. The final scene showed X and Ramsay sharing a genuine embrace, bridging worlds. Millions left inspired, hopeful, and thinking deeply about their own faith journeys. This unlikely kitchen conversation became a beacon for anyone searching for meaning. No matter who you are, X concluded, faith is for everyone willing to listen. What did you think of X's powerful faith journey shared in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen? How has this story inspired you to reflect on your own beliefs or struggles? And where are you watching this incredible story from? Drop your thoughts and location in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories that bring hope and unity to the world. Your support means everything to us.